topics, I found myself starting to write about one thing, and then stopping and starting over. I was taking a study break and I was video chatting with my sister, Courtney, who was taking a college semester abroad in Spain. We were talking and then she said, "Wait, you never got to hear my senior credo." And she was right, I hadn't. So right then and there, she read me her 7-minute long speech to me. I heard it, and all of a sudden, I thought of my topic. I grabbed my computer and started to write. I did not know how much I would miss Courtney when she went off to Spain. But soon after she left, it was crazy how quiet the house became. No more shouting over the noise of the hairdryer, no more discussions between Courtney and my big brother Rob, who would get the car tonight. When we dropped Courtney off at the airport, my younger brother Chris and I were making jokes and playing in the airport. When we got home, we raided her room for a candy stash, and I was going to lay claim on the rest of her room, but Rob beat me to it. It had not hit me yet that she was going to a very far place for a very long time. It's just October, and it seems like she's been gone for ages. I wish I could be with her now in Spain, but at the same time, I feel lucky to have all that she has taught me about leadership, adventure, and helping other people. As I was reflecting on how important Courtney is in my life, I realized that all of my siblings have influenced and inspired who I am today. I have many memories with my sister over the years. When I was little, Courtney would lead Christopher and me on adventures into the woods behind our house. Every time we would go further and further into the woods, until one day we found a bone. We all concluded that there must have been a killer in the woods and raced out for our lives. It was a long time until we went back in the woods after that. One of the next big adventures in my life is when my family moved to Scotland. While we lived in Scotland, Courtney and I had less time together, unfortunately. I was in the junior school while she was in the senior school. She would stay until 9 o'clock each night at school. I missed Courtney, but it did give me more time and a better relationship with my brothers, Rob and Chris. At the time, Rob was super into sports, but I was not. Rob loved to play ice hockey more than any other sport. I liked it too, but not nearly as much as he did. There was only one team in Edinburgh, and it was a 2nd through 7th grade team, and it was in a checking league. I decided to tag along with Rob and go to the first practice. I went, and let's just say that was the last hockey practice I went to while we lived in Scotland. There was about 15 boys on the team, and they were all huge. Some players had dyed hair and some had mohawks. At our first practice, the coach told everyone to get a puck. After I got one of the bigger boys skated over me and whacked me in the back with his stick and said in a heavy Scottish accent, "That's my puck," and took my puck away. After this experience, ice hockey in Scotland was not for me. Luckily, I could look up to Rod as a role model, since he was also trying new Scottish sports, like rugby, field hockey, and cricket. He was the striker in field hockey, the wicket-keeper in cricket, and in the scrum in rugby. He inspired me to try these sports too when I saw him play. I ended up really liking all of them. When we lived in Scotland, my relationship with Christopher grew too. Chris has the best imagination out of anyone I know. He inspired me to use my imagination in all of the games we would play together. We would play anything from toy cars to building forts to having adventures around the park near our house. One day, Chris and I were playing Man vs. Wild in the park, which involved teasing the swans. Suddenly, one of the swans caught me and bit a hole in my shoe. I had to run all the way back home with my toe sticking out. After 2 years in Scotland, we moved back to Princeton and I stayed closer to my brothers. Anyone who has been to my house knows about the intense floor hockey games that we have in our basement almost every night. Every window in our basement has been broken, and we have smashed at least 20 light bulbs and broken a couple bones down there. Happily, upon returning to Princeton, Courtney and I were also able to spend more time together again. She was the person I could just go talk to if I had a bad day or if I just wanted to talk to. She would often write funny sticky notes to me too. Courtney has inspired me to be a leader, from taking me on adventures into the woods to modeling how to be a great captain for PDS field hockey team and leading community service projects. She always is doing the right thing and thinking about other people before herself. I want to be just like her when I grow up. I have learned a lot from my brothers too. Rob has inspired me to always take risks and try new things, and Christopher has inspired me to use my imagination and to be creative. I am lucky to have them all as my siblings. I hope I can be a role model to my younger brother, Chris, just like Courtney and Rob have been to me. So now I want to give Chris and the rest of you some of the best advice that Courtney ever gave me. It was the last sticky note that she gave me before she left to Spain. I read it every day because it is now the background of my phone. It says, "Never forget to do what you love. XOXO, Courtney."